Excellencies, and dear assistants, it's a great honor for me to have been invited to comment and to be present in this conference. I thank Dr. Walsh. He has introduced our debate very brilliantly, and of course, our view, my view, is the view of a European. As a member of government responsible for religion in my country at that time, and as the rapporteur of the Year of European Intercultural Dialogue, I, of course, had the impression that Europe is turning the wrong way. Europe is becoming secular. Religion is no more admitted in public speech. For instance, when we had the proposal of the European Commission to create this Year of Intercultural Dialogue, I had an amendment in the Committee of Culture to enlarge it to interreligious dialogue. But as religion is not admitted in the treaties, I could not come through with my amendment, and the Commission did not accept, as there are member states pleading for the laic state, non-religious state. So the question of the status of religion in public life are very important questions and crucial in the events we are facing. So I have three questions. What is the role of nation state? Second question, how can the European model, for instance, our Charter of Fundamental Rights, a charter which is assuring the freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, as well as the freedom of speech, come to universal agreement? And third questions, very important, what can religions do in peace building? There are answers to these questions, but the path to reach common recognition is narrow and will need a strong will to be achieved. To the first question, I quote Rabbi Marc Gopin, who said in the foreword to the book of Catherine Hertog on religious peace building, a book that was published in 2010, about the stability and future of states and civilizations, the following. The first is that states are here to stay, and the institutions of state building and state maintenance are on solid footing, despite the assault of numerous non-state and interstate actors. The second is the obvious corollary that the fragmentation of states, be it Pakistan, Afghanistan, Congo, Nigeria, Palestine, is an ever-present challenge and danger to global stability and to the basic human rights of millions of people. So far, Rabbi Gopin in the year 2010. It is evident that today he would have added so many other states and regions. Considering the first statement, advocating that states are there to stay, democratic states are there to ensure peace and to protect the citizens, as Dr. Walsh said, to promote the cohesion of society. What should be the relationship of governments elected by the citizens, by all citizens, towards religions and other kinds of beliefs, namely secular tendencies? The legal framework concerning the relationship between churches and nation states in the EU is left to national law, with a great variety in practice. Maybe tolerance is high, real acceptance of religious pluralism is still very low. This again is linked to the lack of knowledge about religions. In spite of many initiatives promoting religious pluralism, the gap between freedom of speech and respect for the views of others is still not existing. Should constitutions be silent about religions? Non-religious? Should state governments be neutral? That is the question, and I have no answer. At this very moment, we are debating in my country to give up the obligation of the government to have an agreement with religions present in the country. So we are giving it up for no regulation at all. That makes public space very sensitive on who is coming there in the name of religion and who is telling what. So this tendency in order to promote the state as a laic body, not interfering with religion, is shaping a new kind of society. Religious symbols in public space have been taken to court in Europe. In some member states of the EU, they are no longer allowed. We are not allowed in every place to celebrate Christmas as we did formerly. In Brussels, the capital of the European institutions, Christmas tree this year at the main place in Brussels was not allowed to be built up. So religious practice is declining, and the knowledge about religion is very low. We are facing a big fundamental debate in Europe, and this debate is interfering with the global situation. In January this year, public opinion was shaken by the killing in Paris of 12 people. The killers said it was their revenge of the Prophet, related to cartoons edited by the French newspaper Charlie Hebdo. Worldwide solidarity with the victims took place, whereas criticism about the cartoons and their publishing was very low. Absolute supremacy of freedom of speech has been recognized as the highest good. By the attacks on cultural goods in public space, joined to the brutal killings shown with high publicity in social media, terrorists demonstrate that violence is at its utmost degree. And I dare put again the question, who is selling the weapons to the terrorists? It is said that the Islamic State has, for 6 years ahead of us, the means of combating and of making violence, so strong is their equipment. Second question, what can religions do to prevent violence? I quote Madeleine Albright, who said in this respect, "Together, religiously based organizations have more resources, more skilled personnel, more experience, more dedication, and more success in fostering reconciliation than any government." Her experience of the Balkan War has, of course, been the background of this analysis. This is also the question to religious leaders. Are they serving the people, or are they dominating governments? Their involvement in politics has for sure an impact on the governance of a country. And the Enlightenment in Europe has in some way reshaped the power of religions. Pope Franciscus tries to lead back the Catholics to become the church of the poor and not the mighty. The power of religion is differently shaped, yet the debate of state religion or even religious states has to be addressed. The European Union tried to develop a model of common rules with a respect to everybody's conviction based on law and basic human rights. To realize such a way of living together is still the challenge ahead of the member states of the EU. Now, third question, religious peacebuilding should become a new research tool in universities. The book of Catherine Hertog dealt with the involvement of the Orthodox Church in the conflict of Chechnya. It is highly interesting about the role played by this church. And so, what has to be the shape and the rules religions are disciplining themselves? Monasteries have shaped the landscape in Europe in past centuries. Today's life is lacking of spirituality. We had gatherings at the European Commission with religious leaders under President Santer and President Barroso. I had the obligation to head such a gathering of religious leaders, and I noticed all of them had very much goodwill, but all of them were speaking together, were speaking about each other and not together. There was no talk linked to each other. In conclusion, allow me to say that the absence of women is another item to be addressed. In many places of the world, the lives of women are shaped by religions and beliefs. Their access to knowledge and education is sometimes prohibited. But women do play an essential role in society. Religions have mainly been influenced by those who transmitted a message. They were nearly exclusively men, changing even in translating the ancient languages, the Aramean, the names of women present with Jesus in male names. So, in our global world, this is a question to raise. Can we go on and shape a new society having absent half of the population? So I congratulate the organizers of this conference to have addressed this delicate question in relation with the family. Family is transmitting the values, and family is the origin where we are laying the ground for the future development. I thank you.